another Democrat left Democratic Party.
The reason I am so critical of the Democratic Party right now is because I
Yeah.
literally just left it, just like a lot of other people. I was a bleeding heart liberal like all of you. I mean, blue hair and everything. I mean, believe me, I have plenty of pictures proving that I was all in. If you would have asked me a year ago, I would have said there is no way in hell I will ever vote for Donald Trump. But let me tell you what changed my mind. The big moment for me was when the left started trying to push this like Nazi, Hitler, fascism narrative that they're trying
Yeah.
to push right now. Like, what y'all actually did is made a lot of us really go research Trump even harder. And
Yeah.
we started to realize that a lot of things that you guys had shown us about Trump and things that he had said were taken way out of context. A lot of us started
Exactly.
noticing a pattern where you guys were showing us like little 10-second clips of a 10-minute conversation that did not reflect the entirety of that conversation at all. So that was
Bingo.
number one. And then around Thanksgiving,
All right, so that's our number one is misinformation that was put out by the legacy media. You know, CBS, ABC. I mean, even I think CBS settled a $15 million lawsuit with this guy Sinopoulos. I don't know. I'm gonna be butchering his last name, but the guy that allegedly that he claimed that Trump committed rape or something like that. You can look it up. But CBS $15 million lawsuit, and Trump won it. So those are the fake news, what Trump called it back in 2016. And see, what they don't realize, people are. I mean, we have internet now. I mean, we have AI, we have Grok on X, we have DeepSeek, we have OpenAI, even Google. Google search actually is, we have AI now. So people can research a lot of these things that they put up there against Trump, Russian collusions, when he said about the KKK and all of them are good people. I mean, those are just name a few. But just like her, she researched it, not relying on the social media. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people like that they would rely on the news and take it as a true value, but it's not. So good for this lady, good for her. So second part.
all of a sudden you guys are telling us that it would be better for us to sit at home and spend the holidays with no one than it would be to go home to your family who voted for Trump. When I heard that, I was like, okay, now y'all are wildin', because you cannot tell me that it is better for your mental health to sit at home alone than it is to go and spend time with your friends and family. Y'all had actual therapists getting on TV and telling you guys this. And the sad thing is that it would have been better for them to encourage you to do something like find other people that believe the same as you to spend the holidays with, but they didn't. They told you to stay in your home and spend the holidays with no one. When that happened, I was like, okay, I gotta give this party a second look because something is not right here. But honestly, if you want to know the truth, what really did it for me is realizing how freaking depressed I was when I was functioning as a liberal. Liberalism will literally make you hate yourself. It will make you hate your family. It will make you hate your friends. It will make you hate everything about the world.
I mean, I wish they would conduct a research on, suicides, suicidals and all. What their political stance and many things. Something like that. I mean, just like she's saying, and everything on the life is just right now it's all depressing. All about fear mongering. Don't buy the Tesla. If you bought a Tesla, you're a bad person. I mean, there's stickers on the Tesla cars that you can get the saying, "I bought this Tesla before Elon Musk went crazy," which is crazy. But yes, he's right. And also the CNN would put up things out there about how to deal with Trump supporters. How to deal with racist Trump supporters. And to sit it out and not engage with your family who voted for Trump. The thing is, I'm pretty sure I have family that voted for Kamala. I'm pretty sure of that. But I only engage if they engage. And it was a civil conversation, you know? Now, if you don't have a good relationship with your family, then you might want to sit it out. But then again, politics and religion, that's always off the topic. You know what I mean? So, respecting one another. The other thing, though, is the left, somehow they believe they should not respect you because you voted for Trump. Slogan like, I only punch Nazis. Stuff like that. So this is crazy talk.
And I'm not saying that you should just be ignorant to everything that is going on in the world,
Yep.
but the way that the left chooses to internalize everything that is going on in the world is detrimental to their mental health. And this is why people try to tell you that empathy is dangerous. But even that you want to take out of context. Empathy itself is a great quality to have. Empathy without discernment is detrimental. You have got to be able to discern when you are carrying too much and you need to take a step back, and none of you are doing that. Believe me, it is possible to care about everything that is going on in the world and not let it consume every single thought that you have and every single conversation that you have.
True. Just like what's going on in Ukraine, just like what's going on in Gaza, just like what's going on with immigration. If you're a lefty or you're a liberal, you're focused on the wrong thing. Just like with the Gaza, you only focus on what's, kids that dying in Gaza because of the war. You're not focused on what happened before the war. The war in Gaza is in Israel that's been going on, but I'm just saying it's, you're looking at that wrong thing, just like the immigration. You're looking at that kids that are crossing the borders. Oh my goodness, women and children. Not knowing that is a small fraction of women and children that are crossing the border, mainly are enabled men coming from different countries, like countries from, Africa or in the Middle East. So she's right. You gotta really look into it. It does not wrong to feel empathy, to feel bad for those people. But, let's move on.
A lot of us are leaving the party in droves because you guys have made it
Especially
impossible to have any sort of individual thought whatsoever. Like, for instance, if I say that I like RFK Jr. because I want bad chemicals out of my food and because I want to know what's in my vaccines, you will assume that I am someone who is anti-vax and anti-science, when in fact, all three of my kids and myself have been vaccinated. I just want to tell you guys something. Every Republican most likely voted for Trump. Every person that voted for Trump is not a Republican. The fact that you guys are so against Trump's administration right now, when most of his administration is former Democrats who have now left the party, y'all look wild. The Democratic Party has brainwashed people so hard that they are actually advocating against world peace right now. People on the left would rather us keep giving money to Ukraine to fund a war than to even fathom getting Ukraine and Russia at the table to try to agree to peace. A party that I joined because they were so anti-war and I was so against war, now loves war all of a sudden. They have convinced you to love war so much that you are actually fighting for transgender people to be in the military, when lots of groups of people are excluded for the military for very valid reasons. For instance, people like me who suffer from anxiety and depression, and even though I'm not currently medicated, I used to take medication for this, and that would disqualify me from serving in the military. And frankly, I don't have a problem with that. I know damn well that somebody like me has no damn business being on the front lines.
That is so true. They're all on giving them guns and being in front, and just in the name of diversity and DEI and all that. If you're not mentally capable of dealing with such stress, you don't belong there. See, the thing is, they have lowered that bar so they can just say that hey, we checked all the boxes. We have this people, we have this people, we have this individual, we have this individual. That's what happened. This is right.
having the conditions that I have make me a liability to the safety of this country.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, I am all for trans rights, okay? I believe that you have the right to be whoever you want to be in whatever way makes you comfortable. But you really want the right to fight in the military? Like, that's the right, that's the hill that you want to die on? Like, bro, people don't get accepted to the military because they have fucking bone spurs on their feet. And you were complaining about the fact that a transgender person can't make it into the military. Like, at this point, the left has convinced you to be so anti-Trump that they will get you to argue for things that you used to be against. All of this summed up is exactly why you are losing people every single day.
That's just...
As bad as you think that you are making Trump look, all you are doing is making yourself look 10 times worse. And this last election very clearly showed that, because Trump increased his numbers across every single demographic, across women, across young voters, across Black Americans, across Hispanic Americans. Like, everyone came out to vote for Trump. And it is because we just cannot stand y'all anymore. So if you guys want to continue living in that kind of miserable existence, like, that is on you. We are not participating in that anymore. And by saying that, I'm not saying that we're not going to be participating in changing the state of the world, but we don't have to be miserable while we're doing it. So at this point, just forget everything that you have ever heard about Republicans, because I promise you, if you get a group of Trump voters in the room, you will not be able to put them all in one box. I promise you that.
Exactly.
The Democratic Party is no longer the party of tolerance and inclusion and diversity. It's the new right. I heard someone else call us that, and honestly, I think we should start calling ourselves that, because we're not Republicans. I don't consider myself a Republican. I don't consider myself a Democrat anymore, but I damn well am not going to consider myself a Republican. I think we should coin ourselves as the new right, because that is so fitting. If that's you, then I am so glad you're here, and welcome to the new right. We would love to have you.
Yeah. So that's what the Democrats' problem now is. You know, they lost their identity. And now they're trying to, you know, they're trying to reinvent it. You know, they have this new people, David Hogg, with a DNC chair and all that. Now they started cursing and all that. And all this things that they think is going to pull people in their side. But you know, it's just common sense. You know, be the party of common sense, and that's how Trump got elected, because he brought, you know, he talked about common sense. All right, well, till next time.